Welcome everybody to Optimism Fractal. We're here for our 46th meeting and we're excited. We're having a good time. If anyone wants to say hello or share their excitement, then feel free. I have a quick presentation about Optimism Fractal. Yeah. And then we're going to start playing the respect game. So thanks all so much for joining us. Thanks everyone for watching and hope you enjoy the event and the episode. Special welcome back also to Zaal and Gudasol too. Long time no see.
Roll
And
that beautiful Optimism Fractal footage.
Thank you, Will. We're rolling the footage now. Welcome, everybody, to Optimism Fractal. You can check out optimismfractal.com to learn about this community. It's dedicated to fostering collaboration, awarding public goods creators, and optimizing governance on the superchain. The way that we do this, well, one of the main ways is with our weekly events. They provide a perfect place to network with friends, collaborate with builders on the superchain, and foster relationships, all sorts of great stuff. And you can earn respect because each of our events feature the respect game, an on-chain social game where every participant shares what they've done to help optimism. We go into breakout rooms first, then we collaborate to rank each other's contributions, and we earn mystical soulbound tokens called respect that have all sorts of cool powers if we reach consensus. You can learn more about all these on the website, optimismfractal.com. You can also watch the videos up in the top right corner, and you can participate in the videos, help promote your work, and learn and share the educational content. And we're building with respect too. We have a bunch of great builders in the community who are building open source software to play the respect game and make decisions with respect. So lots more you can learn by clicking on the links on the page. It's a great place to develop your on-chain career and business, a very important thing going on in the world right now. And we have a Notion site where you can build in public with us, as well as the events, of course. And there's also lots of funding opportunities in the Optimism Collective on the superchain, such as RetroFunding, which is currently just started with RetroFunding Round 6, Round 7 coming up soon. You can learn more at the links. We're trailblazing the future of governance here. We have a rich history and a details page where you can learn about our core intents, and everybody's welcome to also join. Once you earn respect, you can join the Optimism Fractal Sages Council to help lead the community, and there's also another event called Optimism Town Hall after the respect game each week where we have discussions about the superchain that everybody's welcome to join, both these events. So lots of really cool stuff that you can learn about with all of these. Optimism Fractal is nurturing, kind of grew out of Eden Fractal, another fractal community that's working to help empower communities with fractal decision-making processes. And it's founded by Optimistics, a team of builders who create a lot of the open source software and stuff like that. There's websites that you can learn more about each of these. And we're building the superchain too. If you're not familiar with the superchain, it's composed of many networks scaling Ethereum together with the OP stack, including OP, mainnet, base, world chain, Sonium from Sony, Zora, Mode, Redstone, and so forth. You can learn much more at optimism.io. And the best place to get involved with Optimism Fractal is at Optimism Fractal weekly events to play the respect game Thursdays at 17 UTC. You're welcome to invite friends. Everybody's welcome to join. We love to meet more people, and we have a scalable system so everybody can join. Great place to invite people who are new to optimism or great builders and collaborate. And you can also like and retweet. We much appreciate when you like and retweet the Optimistics post, as well as anybody else who's spreading the word about Optimism Fractal. This week, there's a great image. Shout out to Rosmari for making the Impact Evaluators image and inviting everybody to join. Thanks to Eric for sharing the Optimism red circle there. We're also on Farcaster as well, Warpcast. So like, tweet, engage to help spread the word about Optimism Fractal. And also on the governance forum, we have all sorts of cool posts too on the Optimism Fractal Season 4 thread where you can learn about what we've been up to this season in Season 4. All sorts of good stuff going on here. As I mentioned, you can go to the videos in the top right corner to see all the stuff that we've been doing with timestamps and show notes. For example, last week we had a brainstorming session about our 1 year anniversary, which is coming up actually on October 20th, was the first event of 2023. And it's nearly that day right now. So we're going to, we had a brainstorming session about this and RetroFunding Round 6. We've also been doing great stuff with the HATS protocol team and also Optimism missions and all sorts of cool stuff that you can see in all the videos from the past year now. And you can also see this out on Eden Creators YouTube channel, which we encourage you to like and subscribe for Optimism Fractal videos, as well as many other great shows. As a quick preview of the Optimism Town Hall, there's a new website, optimismtownhall.com, that you can learn. I mentioned this previously, and everybody's welcome to stick around for this event if you'd like. And we're going to be announcing RetroSeason, a new initiative to celebrate Optimism Fractal's 1 year anniversary and also help improve impact evaluation in the Optimism Collective in alignment with Optimism RetroFunding Round 6, focus on governance. So I'm excited to share more details about this and hear everybody's thoughts about this at the top of the hour for anybody who can stick around. That topic, you can learn more about it on the Optimism Town Hall snapshot space. There's more details there and also an article where you can learn more too if you scroll down there a little bit. But we'll get into that afterwards as well. We might do some Optimism Fractal retro pitches at some point soon. I want to wish everybody a happy anniversary and some quick community news too. One, I want to just mention if anybody wants to learn more about what's going on in Optimism, there's a lot of really exciting stuff going on in the Optimism governance forum, gov.optimism.io, and particularly from the Optimism system account. There's been all sorts of posts going on about like new ideas for Optimism and the long-term on-chain governance architecture and stuff like that. So just want to just share that with people because there's a lot of really exciting news going on gov.optimism.io. Also want to encourage people to check out the respect.games app. Vlad and Lennars have now moved this app into beta testing mode, so everybody can try this app at respect.games to play the respect game with your community. It's very easy to start a community. It's integrated with Privy. There's an article and a white paper and Telegram where you can get involved to learn more. So encourage you to try it out and try out the respect game with different communities and organizations. We did a video about this at Eden Fractal with Vlad, where he presented this, edenfractal.com/videos, unveiling the Respect Games app. It's an all-in-one Fractal platform that helps enhance the Respect Game. So check it out. There's timestamps and stuff, and I've also been carrying an article on the optimistics.io/tools page. And also Fractalgram, I've been carrying an article too. Abraham's made a lot of progress recently on the Fractalgram app, and we'll be testing it today for anybody who can. That's at respect-game.versal.app. So the admins in your room can help you out with that. But really exciting work going on with different kinds of Respect Game apps. And shout out to all the great developers in the community building. You can learn more about these tools at optimistics.io/tools, where you can see an overview of lots of different Fractal games and software that we've been building, and recommend people to check it out. So we're going to go play the Respect Game now. You can find links to that on the optimismfractal.com, but I think most people know how to play. We're going to go into breakout rooms of up to 6 people. Everybody's going to get a chance to share what they've been doing to help Optimism and generally introduce yourself. You can have up to 4 minutes or so to speak about what you've been doing, and then we're going to work to reach consensus, at least 2/3, on who helped the most, the second most, the third most, the fourth most, and so forth. Then we're going to use one of those apps to signal it on chain. And if we reach consensus, then everybody will receive respect, with people getting a higher rank, getting more respect. So everybody's welcome to, feel free to ask questions to other people in your room. Check out the website to learn any more if you have any questions as well. Record your breakout room too. I'll give everybody recording permissions and we can publish it as well. And you can feel free to share your screen and share any links to your work as well. We'll try to wrap up the respect game within about 10 minutes to the happy hour, if possible. But just want to wish everybody an amazing time at the Respect Game. Hope that everybody has a fun time and networks and so forth. So I think that we will get started too. I saw somebody else that joined too, but I don't see him anymore. Nestor, who's a builder in EAS. But anyway, maybe he'll join back. Yeah, let's get started. The rooms are open, and everybody have a great time.
Hey guys.
Hey all.
Long time no see.
Yes, good to see you all.
Yeah.
Would anybody like to kick off the Respect Game and go first?
I go like this is made. Then I have the time to hear to you. Okay. So I share my screen. So this week, most major contribution is the interview of David Ehrlichman this Tuesday interview, and then already published the video on the same day at 2 a.m. in my morning in Switzerland when I was all editing. So it's an interview about the ads protocol with David Ehrlichman, co-founder and ecosystem lead of ads protocol. One of the co-founders, there is also Nick Kariagi and his colleagues. So I have received some good retweets. I am happy. Thank you very much for that, Abraham, Dan. If I see the retweet, there is also To The Moon, long time colleagues since 2019. He's always here and he's paying attention to what we do. So that's nice. Some retweets and likes. Very happy. And the video has already some good views. So now that I have an account, paid account for Twitter Premium, I am able to write a little bit more of the tweets. That's great. Not too much, but nice, let's say, context before to dive into the interview. And then I have mapped out into the ATS protocol tree here, the interview unlocking organizational efficiency with David Ehrlichman. That's the video here. There was the deep dive with David Ehrlichman in Optimism Fractal 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago already, a deep dive. So there is a YouTube video also. And now there is also a link about asking the right questions, collecting meaningful data about your network. That's an article on Medium by David since 2018. And there is a tool, Kumu, that is a kind of mind map also, but with social networking. He is using that when he's in contact with communities. So I have mapped out that here. Engagement vision on the top here. If you click, you arrive on the tool of Jacob to see if your account is engaging on Base, on Optimism Fractal, on Optimism, on Ethereum, etc. So engagement.vision, very well made. We have the UI respect game of Abraham, a link to. Basically, the tree of Optimism Fractal is growing, and I have received a contribution of Zao Fractal of thank you very much, Zaal. He has sent through the add your category. He has sent his link to the Zao Fractal, and he will send other links, and that will make also a tree. So that's my contribution to make the data growing for this fractal and trying to do also a good visibility with the tweet, tagging the people behind the image on this one. I have tagged Jacob, Ads Protocol, Dancing Joy, Optimism Fractal, David Ehrlichman for sure, and also, as I said, to the moon. That is also into behind this. And during the video, we have benefited to explain, yeah, sure, about the ads protocol, about Kumu, and also a little parenthesis on the fractal data collector, because the point is to, through mind mapping, to link all the things. Also, we are arriving to the conclusion that makes not really sense to link the trees of the ads protocol because there are already supported a lot of nodes, is stated during the video. The function link tree is not really necessary. And because I am doing the mind map, I can link the trees indeed. So why I was not thinking about that? So by discussing with David, that was coming obvious. Yeah, so that's all for me. Thank you. And I will give the mic to Abraham.
All right. Yeah, so this week I was pretty heads down on development. So we had the third web connector, and it was kind of complicated to get the social media integrations, and I was also having trouble with this sort of crashing problem. So I ended up pulling all of the logic, the authentication library out, and then replacing it with Privy. And so Privy is now available on the site, and you can log in with various different social media types. I've tested Google. I haven't tested a lot of the other ones, but I was mainly concerned with just trying to see if we could get this app working for today. And I got some information from Tadas about integration with the chain, just submitting the proposals. And so we're really trying to work out how that will play out. It seems like so he has this library, the OR client and the OR DAO. So trying to figure out how to get those two to talk to each other and what different ways they talk and that sort of thing is kind of where we're at with that. I will probably end up trying to just submit to the contract directly. It's at least probably the quickest way to get us to be able to submit on chain. But for long-term vision, I think we're actually going to integrate the two libraries together somehow, hopefully. So, yeah, I've been working really hard on that. Probably worked, I don't know, 10 or 15 hours trying to get that integration up. And so that's been my main focus. And then I also was chosen as a random guest voter for the RetroFunding round. So I've been participating in some of the meetings for that. Just did a really cool mixer, meeting some of the badge holders and just kind of helping to get context for what's going on in the optimism community. So I'm pretty excited about that. That'll be fun.
Super cool. Thanks, Abraham. That progress and that sounds amazing. Really appreciate it. And also cool with meeting the badge holders and stuff like that. Hope that all goes well. Also, thanks to Patrick for the great presentation. If you had any, you still had a couple minutes left, Abraham, if you still wanted to add anything else there, or whenever you want, you can also pass it on to somebody else.
I think that's probably all I have for today. I'll go ahead and pass it on to Eric.
Very cool. I've been looking at 3 different levels. What do I need to do right now? What do we do next year? And what's beyond? So right now I was using the problem is I have to take 100 volunteers and train them to do this stuff for an 8 weeks. So I can't go training, passion for the group. Come on, it's not going to work that way. So I liked what Abraham did was just having these groups you could just log in. So nobody had to start the group. You just go there and click on the group, So if I have 100 people, that's going to be groups. Each of those groups in Zoom is going to have a breakout number. So just click on that and you're in your group. So, I'm trying to think of an easy way to train the group because I can't say, oh, click on this, learn that, If you think it's easy to train 100 people, especially non-technical people, it's not. I've already tested that out with several test groups, and I proved you could train them, but I also proved it wasn't easy. So just the idea of somebody come in, I have to give them volunteer numbers. So when they come in, they randomly get volunteer 27, volunteer 98. And so they have to sign in to get that. And the other thing then is, now that I'm in, go here and join your group should just be whatever breakout room you're in. So to get that, then I had to go rewrite that into my dissertation chapter and run that through people and say, will you buy off on that? The fortunate lover, these 2 levels did buy off on that. So I got that done. That says, if I can figure out how to get that done, great. The other thing I said looks here is how to actually roll that as a business next year for the purpose of bringing in revenue so I can fund where this is going. So I met with some partners and some other consultants I have on how to roll this out as a business. So we did some actual planning business because as soon as this dissertation gets done, that time I'm spending on the dissertation can be time rolling out this business to support nonprofits for real and start bringing in revenue for digital transformation. And this is part of that digital transformation. I also got a request. How do you bring in these things when it's asynchronous? So I actually met with some of the people to talk about what they would be willing to approve or accept if I sold them this idea also as potentially an asynchronous solution, although I like synchronous solutions better, but at least I have to think about asynchronous because of people's schedules. When we're talking volume, a small group can have a group meeting. We're talking volume, but at least I had to go through that. So we even talked about, pairwise matching and easy way for people to record their video and then match it with other people's videos. And this is future stuff. And then in the long future, I looked at how can we form a community that can take advantage of this in terms of where I work. For those that don't know, I work at a early stage life science accelerator. Very cool, by the way, very cool. Last night they talked about a guy with a stroke tool to do that. But anyway, I actually talked about defining that community for the first time and how it be connected and what pieces are and what we would have to connect. So made a nice slide. I presented it for the first time last night. So that's after next year. We're going to start building the community now, but it won't be ready for us till after next year.
Hello, hello everyone.
Hey, Eric.
Okay. Sorry.
What were you saying?
Okay. Sorry. Where I am is a bit dark, so I can't use my video, but I would still like to contribute to one or two. I would say during the week, I was opportune to at least specifically talk to 6 persons about Optimism Fractals. I was able to tell them about what's going on, how they can stay positioned on the ecosystem. And yes, two specifically were keen to join, but they could not make a schedule for this week. So I told them that that's fine, that we always host meetings like this every Thursdays. So they promised that by next Thursdays they'll be here. So I'm hoping that they'll be counted upon by next week. And again, I was able to like talk about Optimism Fractals in my group, super chain co-head group. I was able to talk to 3 persons about it. And on Twitter, I was able to equally tell 2 or 3 persons about it on Twitter, about what they are building and everything. And I equally stayed positioned on the page. I was everywhere on the Discord and the Twitter. I was keeping up with the information that is being posted on the Optimism Fractals group. And yes, I was able to like be on the website to educate myself more because I just joined last week. So I was able to like talk, to look more into it and to see more that I can get out of it and to be able to share to the public. That is one of the things. Although I was still opportune to like go to meetings on Superchain Cohort. I'm part of the team. I was able to go to the meeting, and then today I met Abraham at the RetroFunding Zoom meeting. I felt very excited seeing him, so it was really nice. And overall, the week was good, but I look to do better. I look to do more moving forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for spreading the word about Optimism Fractal. Much appreciated, and glad to hear you saw Abraham at the reviewer meeting and all the great stuff you've been doing. Really appreciate you looking into it. If you wanted, you still had a couple minutes more. You have up to 4 minutes, and you've taken less than 2. So if there's anything else you wanted to share related to optimism, then you can feel free to, or whenever you're ready, you can also pass it on to.
Okay, yeah, I think I would like to see more visibility on Optimism Fractals. When I mean more visibility, I would like, maybe I can take up that role. I would like to see more content writing about Optimism Fractals, explaining vividly and in a simple way how people can just get to understand what you're doing here. Some people might not like YouTube. Some people might not have that time to be on the screen. Some people just like reading. Some people like simplicity in reading. Some people like diagram reading. A lot of other ways you can actually express what we're building here. So I'd like to see more of that to portray whatsoever that is going on here. Because if we can use different means of communication to get to the public, to get to the average users, I think that we might get more people in here. We might see more movement coming out of here. So I need more creative ways, more ideas that we can be able to talk to people about this thing and not just through this way or through hosting Zoom or through YouTube. More visibility by adding more ways that we can actually get to people. That is actually what I was saying. And I would like to ask maybe for somebody to come, for you to be here, aside from us that are actually working for the group. For some people, they might want to be like, okay, what is in for me? What if I get to be here, if I get to put in effort, what am I actually going to be getting from this? They have such questions to ask. So these are the things I might actually have to ask you to, like, okay, what is in for people that are actually coming on this chain, coming on this platform? What are they going to be expecting? Maybe when you look at optimism, you'll be looking at impact equals to profit, right? So they might be looking at something like that too. Okay, for each impact I might have on this platform, how is my profit going to be looked at? Like, what am I standing a chance to get coming on this platform? So that is something I would like to equally ask, so I can be able to give them a thorough feedback about it too.
Yeah. And to go in.
You can go ahead, Patrick. For some reason, I don't know why the Zoom timer started making sounds at some point.
Yeah.
But I can figure that out.
Yeah, after the last meeting that we were last week, I was thinking a lot. And when I was interviewing David Ehrlichman, is only 30 minutes, Samuel, video. If you look this video, that will be insightful, and everyone that would see this video will be very insightful. He's stating exactly the same that we stated the last week, indeed, into the video of ads protocol, how it is important, so much important to focus on the data. We love the people, but we have to focus on the data. So that was the angular piece of the video to grasp. And I have put it also into the chat here, the link to the mind map, Samuel. If you go on the mind map fractal data collector, you have the link directly to all the things that are important, because I will not map out all what Dan Sinjoy has made on the website. Otherwise, I have for 1 year, but or even more. So I have just linked the most important point. Other things, Abraham will send me maybe links to those groups of RetroPGF, and I will link into the mind map. That's important that we have those links. And for Eric, stating about the synchronous meeting against asynchronous things, the respect game built by, I say for what I mean, by Vlad and Lennars, because we are stress testing those days the app, and there is some bugs as always, but not big bugs. This app is ready to use to be used in any way that you want. It's up to you. To a community to use Telegram to do, for example, the video or Zoom, and use the tool in a synchronous way or in an asynchronous way, because you are dispersed into different regions and all. So it's up to a community to decide how they want to work, or an org how they want to work. And to Samuel about what you can expect of Optimism, even Eden Fractal, I can tell from my experience is about to collaborate with other Web3 builders into this community and to grow the tools, the toolkit. And about the value monetary sense, at the moment, if I am not wrong, Dan, there is just a token, reputational token, with no monetary value currently. That's not liquid. So just to be maybe put a little context, and Dan is enraged, so he will complete. Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yep.
understand you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I didn't totally hear you. Eric, was there anything that you were saying there, or did you just finish what you were saying?
Okay, I said thank you for clarity. I was actually talking to Patrick for explaining and be able to throw my light on what I said. I was like, thank you very much, because I gained enough clarity from what he said, and I was happy he was able to like break it down more for me.
Okay, sounds great. Well,
We are
thanks,
here
Eric.
for that.
And yeah, I'm also happy to follow up with you too about different resources that you could look into and share with friends and other builders in the space who want to get involved. There's lots of different benefits, as Patrick mentioned. There's the collaboration, there's the respect token, and many powers that come from the respect token, and all sorts of other things we're building. So I appreciate you expressing interest in learning more about it and finding out the value propositions that you can share with others, and looking forward to collaborating with you there. Also, as a general note too, Patrick, I think I appreciate everything you shared there. It was really great, but also I think it's probably best, because we sometimes have difficulty being punctual with the respect games. Let's try in general just to make it so like we'll give everybody a chance to speak the respect game. If there's like quick questions or quick comments, then we'll do those. But otherwise, we'll try to save the like longer comments and conversation for after we come to consensus, so we make sure that we have enough time and we're not rushing back to the room.
Yeah. Good remark. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. And I think I'll get into what I'm doing here. Also, I suppose one of the things I can mention is that Samuel Eric had jumped in a little bit right after Eric had spoken, Eric Westrike. So I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say, Eric. You still had like 15 seconds left. If there's anything else you wanted to add on yours, then feel free. But otherwise, I'll go into my presentation here.
I don't have much to add. I don't have much to add. I think if I'm to add is something pertaining to the super chain or pertaining to my meeting generally on the super chain cohort. So yeah, there's not much to add. It's just about what I learned earlier yesterday was the class. So I learned about the Optimism Collective roles the Optimism Collective plays in contributing to governance and a couple of other things. That was what we actually learned, and I was able to like educate myself more and gain more clarity about the whole process of the token house, the citizen, and the delegates, the developer advisory board, and the grant council, and among others. So yeah, that is it.
Okay, cool. Well, sounds great. I'm glad you're familiarizing yourself with those, and shout out to all those different councils and groups on Optimism. Thanks for sharing, and I'll get into sharing my presentation now, and I'll put on a timer for myself, wherever the timer went. I don't know where the timer went. The timer's gone. The timer's gone.
I can do the timer myself. You have
Oh yeah,
3 minutes.
if you could add the timer, I'd appreciate the 4. That's what we usually go with. But
Okay, 4.
yeah,
4.
if you could put it on, I appreciate it. But otherwise, I can also just note the time on my screen too. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I'm going to. There's a Zoom timer
3,
too.
2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Go, Dan.
All right, here we go. So here's what I did to help Optimism this week. So one of the major initiatives I guess I've been working on, or the major initiative I've been working on is RetroSeason, Optimism Fractal RetroSeason. I'll share more about this in the town hall, but there's an overview. This is an initiative both in celebration of Optimism Fractal's 1-year anniversary, and I think a really helpful way to contribute to Optimism Collective governance and help improve the impact evaluation systems with retro polls. I did a lot of research into seeing how retro polls could work using Snapshot X, on-chain polling, using the graph, and all sorts of different things like that I've been thinking about for a while. I listened to some of the prior interviews we did about respect trees or prior meetings about respect trees, and figure out technical ways to make this work, as well as put together this article and collaborate with Rosmari on the artwork. And I created the proposal as well that has more details. We'll get more into detail about all that. I made another thing that I worked on a lot this week is I made 4 applications for the Optimism RetroFunding Round 6, focus on governance. So I made an application focused on the Optimism Fractal Respect Game events, provided an overview here and impact statement and so forth. And I also did one for the Optimistic tools. Thanks for the confetti there. Talking about the tools that are being built by many builders in the ecosystem. So there's an application there. Optimism Town Hall and RetroPitches I made an application for. And same idea here. We got some introductory information, and Eden Fractal events with some introductory information as well. It took a long time to coordinate this with different people behind the scenes, because there's many people who are like helping out with different things. So I had a project where I reached out to several people and also figured out like the technical stuff. I had to put together the GitHub repositories and stuff like that, which I meant to pull up. But yeah, I worked on a lot behind the scenes. And then I also put together this page called Projects and Fundings on the Optimistic site that provides an overview of the amount of funding received and like how the projects relate, because I think a lot of people might not know about it and like the reviewers. So working on that as well, but put together. Also, I've been putting together impact pages for each one too. So talking about the impact and the actual statistics for example, optimistic tools and who's used them and how much they've used them and what the impact of that has been. So that is, I'm working on those for each of these right now, and have a draft version out. I made a new website for Optimism Town Hall, optimismtownhall.com, which I think came out pretty nicely. It still needs some work, but it's kind of like a nice new landing page. It has all the videos organized into season 1 and season 2, a little overview and an about page showing about the history, and also a FAQ talking about how we select topics and stuff like that with the Agendas game and so forth. Still a work in progress, but has a lot of good stuff here. Explains the 2 different snapshot spaces we have. And then I also updated my missions too for Optimism Fractal, or related to Optimism Fractal. I've been working on 2 missions. One is Eden Creators Videos, which is the media entity that is creating videos for Optimism Fractal, Eden Fractal, and Optimism Town Hall. And I made a bunch of updates, which you can see in this project overview. This is the 3rd version of the proposal, and I made 7 different updates here, and I've been in communication with the grants counselors, and then one for the Optimism Fractal Respect game, particularly for the fundraising system or fund distribution system, to actually be able to distribute OP at these events and other events playing the Respect game. So I made a bunch of changes here as well and kind of gave an overview here. When you actually scroll down, there's much more, but that's kind of like an overview of each one of these. And then I made updates to each of the like the kind of leading tools, the ORDAO application that Tadas has been building. I kind of just made some updates just to explain it better. The fractalgram application, the fractalgram article. I spoke with Abraham over the weekend, and I made a bunch of changes to the fractalgram article to make it like focus on the new app and stuff like that. And so lots of good stuff. And then I also worked on, this page isn't updating right now, but I worked a lot on this Respect Games app article too, to provide a better overview of the app that Vlad and Lennars had built for the Respect Games app. So that's it from me about what I have done for this week. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And if anybody has any questions or comments related to like that'd be helpful to reach consensus, then feel free to ask. And we can always save other, more detailed questions, comments for later, of course, too. And we can also get the Fractalgram app started too. Abraham, I did see your message beforehand. Thanks for resetting that. So I'm able to be an admin now. I think I'm able to see the list. Yes, yes, yeah. So should I do it and then try it out, or do you want to do it and be like the admin?
I actually already cooked up the session. If you want to, you can create a second one. It won't hurt anything. We can just abandon the other one. It probably would be good to just test it, and if yours doesn't work, then we can go back to. So I created 33. If you want to just go in and check the boxes for everybody, I might have, for me, make sure that I'm the one with the ABEA at the end of the wallet address. I think I might have multiple test accounts in there.
Okay. Yeah. I think I got it where I see the five of us here, and I just create session, and now a session's created. That was pretty easy. Wonderful. Okay. And now I'll share the link to this chat or link to the Respect game game in the Zoom chat, so we can all play it there. Yeah. So encourage everybody to join. Hopefully I'm doing this right. I think so.
Anybody can also, on the play menu item, you can see all your sessions that are available in there, and you can just click to join there too. So if you don't have the link, or if people don't know how to do the link. So it should be session number 34, I think, right?
Yes, 34.
Okay, I'm in.
Does it automatically name those sessions, or can you name them?
I haven't put tags on them yet, but yeah, it automatically just puts a number. Good feature request, though.
Well, I just wanted to make the sessions that are equal with the Zoom breakout room numbers.
Yeah.
So that you can create sessions for everybody. So one person can do it. Because otherwise you need a moderator in each room. And I'm not going to have that.
Okay.
Well, I think you could still do it with this. I mean, we haven't always had like a formal moderator for each room, and I think just like the host, say if you're hosting a Zoom room with 100 people, then you could go ahead in advance and just create like 20 or 30 rooms or whatever, or like I guess 15 rooms, 100 divided by 6, and then send them off to that and send the links to each one. It would take some extra coordination too, and I suppose we could talk more about it later, but I think it would be possible to do that though.
But if you're in Zoom room 27, why can't you just go to session 27? Then it's easy.
Yeah, that would take a bit more work, I guess, to figure that out.
But if I could just say create sessions 1 through however many planned rooms I got, it gives them a number, then we're done. So it's kind of a bash session creates, but number them. Because the problem is this will start with whatever, and if you're in breakout room 1, you can't select 1 because there is no 1. So how do you immediately tell everybody, okay, Zoom room 6, your break session 52, and Zoom room at 9, your session 27. So that's I've just learned doing big exercises with lots of people. It's just amazing how simple things screw up so fast you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, but you have to, it's easy to say that, but we have the same problem into the Fractal text-based app with Vlad and Lennars. We have to first create the rooms in the app. And when we know the rooms into the app, we do the same in Zoom. Because that's the app that will first create the rooms and then you do the same in Zoom.
Well, the Zoom is
Okay.
just going to change them. So if I always are able to bring it up, even if it just has a default rooms 1 through 100, there's enough rooms in there. So if I can always just set up a session that has
magic button. Yeah, but there is not a magic button currently. So it's deterministic. You have to say to the tool what he has to do. So
Yeah, we should talk about that a little bit more, Eric, if you have specific use cases. It sounds like, this use case is kind of built around the fact that we know there are unique people and we have identifiers for them. But if you don't have identifiers for them, then like you kind of have to back them somehow.
We will. So how can I reach you and how can we chat?
I'll send my number in the chat here.
Okay, cool. We should probably get to playing the respect game and follow up with this afterwards. I'm also happy too, Eric, I was planning to set up a group of the 3 of us too. So if that'd be helpful, I'd be happy to help connect you and Abraham with the other stuff you're talking about. But yeah, we can talk more about that later. Is everybody it says everybody's logged in. So I assume that everybody is seeing the screen now. So everybody sees the screen where it says now gathering consensus for level 6. So that means that we're ready to start forming consensus. So I don't think that anybody's voted yet, because I think I would see if somebody voted, I think I'd see some percentage of votes, but basically everybody can start voting as far as I understand. So basically, who do you think did the most to help Optimism this week? Who do you think deserves level 6? And if everybody can please vote whenever you're ready, then now's a good time to do so.
Yeah, you can't see the percentages until you actually vote yourself. So in some ways, it kind of like helps you just be impartial about. I know that's the way they set it up in the Telegram app too. We can set it up there.
That's a nice feature.
I just copied that.
That's cool. I like that. I just didn't realize how it worked because I haven't. I've only used it once, but sounds good.
So on my screen, I see 20% for Abraham, 60% for Dancing Joy, 20% for me. Personally, I would suggest to vote for Abraham because he just made a new iteration with the tool, with the OAuth, with Privy, and that's what we discussed the last time, and I am happy to see that, to see this Privy into this app. That's nice. And Dan has made also a lot of work on the side of the content. Myself also, I have made an amazing work also. But I will say sometimes I am okay to put level 6 Abraham, by the way. But you have not to follow me. You are not sheep. You are lions. So think with your brain.
I would actually advocate for Dan on this one, just because the amount of work it is to create 4 different applications for retrofunding is incredible. And I know he worked really, really hard over the last few days and probably had some late nights to do that. And I think that ultimately, the impact that my Privy contribution is making is probably a lot less than the impact that will have. So if we're basing it on impact, let's go with Dan.
Voilà. 80%.
Okay,
we got it.
Well, thank you for all the kind words and appreciation, Abraham. Much appreciated. And
Abraham, if you can send me the links, that would be very much appreciated.
You mean the link to?
I have a message you in private in Zoom.
Oh.
But you are not in the obligation to do. I was just thinking that would be great to see into the mind map directly the link to the RetroPGF groups like this. Because otherwise you have to search somewhere and all, and if it is directly into the mind map, you just see this mind map, and that's very easy to search. By the way, there is a search function into the to the mind map.
But, yeah, I can send this. I'll write myself a note.
When you can, there is no rush.
Yeah,
no rush.
Yeah, although there is a bit of a rush to come to consensus. We only have 10 minutes
left.
Sorry.
So,
let's try to stay focused on this so we can have time afterwards. We're now, thank everybody for the level 6, much appreciated. And now we're gathering consensus for level 5. So everybody can now vote for who you think helped Optimism the second most and who you think should get the second most respect this week.
I have voted for myself. Anyway. We have 33%, 33%, 33%. Okay. As I said before that I would vote for Abraham. I think just to be align with what I stated, I think Abraham could be 5. If you see any objection.
Well, right now, Abraham has 50% of the vote. Eric Westrike has 25% of the vote, and Patrick has 25% of the vote. And I think one person maybe hasn't voted yet because those
no, 50%,
numbers...
50% for Abraham currently. So someone has voted in between.
If anybody hasn't voted yet, then please submit your vote by clicking one of the options to select who you think
75, I have voted for Abraham. 75.
Okay. It looks like we have consensus on Abraham, although I think, and this is maybe like an edge case going on with the fractalgram app, but it looks like one person has not voted yet. Oh, okay, now we reach consensus. Now Abraham has 100%. But previously it looked like there was 3 out of 4 people who voted and one person didn't vote and wouldn't let me go to the next level. So, but now Abraham has level 5, so we can move on to the next level. But that's something that I suppose could get stuck if somebody wasn't responsive in the future.
I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I basically just clicked it to vote for myself real quick, and it actually changed itself. So yeah, I'll have to look into that. It looks like a little.
Well, the reason I believe was that we had 3 out of 5, which doesn't get 67%, but then you made it 4 out of 5 by voting for yourself, but one person still didn't vote yet. So when it was 3 out of 5, it said, no, we don't have enough, but 4 out of 5, it said we had enough.
Okay.
That's my understanding, at least. And I think that makes sense.
Well, and it's supposed to do that, right? 3 out of 5 should never be consensus, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Although I guess if one person like leaves something like that, then you still want to be able to reach consensus in that case.
Yeah, so maybe I just need to do like an override or something.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's good
for the admin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. I was also I was going to vote for Eric Westrike on this one because just I'd know that the training and the planning of a large group of people is a lot, and I also know that dealing with business partners, trying to make those connections and figure out what's what and how to slice the pie and all that stuff is tough. And I think ultimately those things are difficult, but I think that as far as impact goes, this could have a huge impact where if a lot of people adopt this, especially in a cool life sciences accelerator, I think we might really have some better reach there.
Yeah, I forget to mention, because I don't want to say until that it is sure, but I am also in contact with some customers that are on Web 2 and data analytics, and they see the things that we are doing here very interesting. So until that we have something very well crafted, the respect game, your app and all, that will be the time to onboard some beta testing groups to test all this. So I'm very happy also to see that. But I am okay to vote for Eric.
Yeah, I think Eric got consensus for level 4. I had a little bug there where my app closed down, but I just reopened it. It looks like it's inside level 4.
And
added to it.
And here I will vote for Samuel and me on the bottom. So I will vote for Samuel. Why? Because Samuel is asking the great question that not a lot of people are asking, apart of me maybe, but that's a question that are very important to consider for the visibility of this group. So I think that's deserves some respect here, because we are not a yes man group, and I am happy to see someone joining recently already stating the things at the first episode and not waiting 15 episodes or 10 to say what he think really. So I am very happy to see that. So I vote for Samuel.
All right, thanks for sharing, Patrick. So I also really appreciate what Eric has done. Like really, and I see he's been engaging a lot on Twitter too, which I don't know if you mentioned, but I see him posting and giving encouragement, asking good questions to a bunch of leaders in Optimism. So that's really great, and much appreciated how much Eric has been contributing and how much it seems like he could have a huge impact inviting a bunch of people to the events and just helping Optimism in general. Also, at the same time, Patrick, I think your interview with David Ehrlichman was really cool too. I've only listened to half. I just listened to half the beforehand, but appreciate the interview. Talking about hats and Optimism Fractal and all the cool stuff that you've been up to, as well as the tweets and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like I see Patrick's logic there to vote for Eric, and also I want to support Eric being new, but also I want to express appreciation of what Patrick's doing too, because I think that what both of you are doing is very valuable and much appreciated.
Yeah, but I don't do that for here specifically. I do that in all case. Whatever happen, that there is a liquid token or just a respect token or whatever, I do that because I want to be in contact with Web3 builders, whatever happen. So at a point, we will build something very cohesive, as we already spoke. And yeah.
Okay.
I am happy.
Well,
If I am on the bottom, that's not for me. I am not here to be on the top. I am okay to be on the bottom each week. But
okay.
I will work like a lion. For
Well,
sure.
thank you, Patrick. Much appreciated. And
I don't need to be respected on level 6 or level 5 or whatever. For me, the game respect is just that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is what we really build behind. So.
Yeah, right. You're right.
All right. Well, we have 50-50 for Patrick and Eric. So I was previously voting for Patrick, but I can switch over to Eric to help reach consensus here.
No,
so,
Samuel.
Okay.
Samuel. So
okay.
vote for Samuel.
All right. Well, we now have consensus on Eric. Just by the way, I think Eric had said he prefers. I think Samuel Eric had said he prefers Eric in last time, but also I'm not. It's kind of confusing because there's another Eric too. So Samuel Eric, feel free to let us know if you have any preference there. But
Which is fine.
okay, sounds good. Well, thank you and much respect. We all get respect because we all reach consensus. Thank you, Patrick, for being very graceful there. There's only 2 minutes left before we go into the. There's a push on chain button now. Oh no, there's a push on chain button, but it doesn't work yet.
That was there before.
okay.
It doesn't do anything yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
There is missing, baby. Push on chain, baby.
We just
that's
have
why
to,
it's not. That's why it's not
copy the addresses.
Okay, sounds good. Would you mind, Abraham, maybe if you could put that into the app and share the link with us in the chat?
Let me see if I can figure out how to do it here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So group number. Do we know what the group number is? Room 1.
Voilà, I have put
this is room 1. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, got it.
And room 1. Voilà, it's made.
Okay,
that's in the chat.
I'm just gonna grab. Okay, Dan was first. Level 6.
Yeah, I have put into the chat.
Yeah, me. I'm just having to copy and paste it into the interface.
Yeah, you can copy paste.
I do appreciate it.
At some point soon, it'll be hooked up with the OrDAO smart contract, so you can just hit the button, but that's not currently set up yet. So we shut this menu process for now. There's only a minute left, and the other room is ready. So I think that I'll close the breakout rooms, and I'll see y'all back in the community room. If you could share that message in the chat, Abraham, when you get the chance, then if everybody can please click that and submit the consensus results on chain in the next hour, then that would be much appreciated. And thanks all. Oh, I see Abraham shared the link to it right now, so everybody can just double check it there, but you can submit it now as well. So thanks all for the amazing respect game, and if anybody has to go, then feel free, but looking forward to seeing you back in the community room.
And I'm a firm believer that centralized entities can never allocate resources efficiently. I believe that attention is the most important resource that we are allocating now to each other. So people who will join the Recurve meetings or the Fractally meetings, they're the ones that want to make change. They probably have a project, but they want to make some sort of impact in their area and have a say, you know? There's also status motivations. People want to be recognized in their area, and hopefully people just want to be involved and they want to contribute their value. And that's what I think.
Sounds good. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, Gudasol. I only jumped in halfway through. I see Abraham put in 100 plus Gudasol. I'm very much looking forward to watching your breakout room and hearing what you've been up to with the recurve and seeing the fractal planes you had there. Sounds very exciting. Hope that everybody had a great time in the breakout rooms. And yeah, if anybody has any quick comments on the breakout rooms, then feel free. We are at the top of the hour, so if anybody needs to go as well, then feel free to leave whenever, or if you want to share quick parting words or whatever. But we will be starting up the Optimism Town Hall within the next couple of minutes. Good to see you. We're still excited. Yeah, so we're going to start up the Optimism Town
I was
Hall.
saying bye, but I'm
Okay.
just joking. I'll be here. I'm here for it.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you for being here. And yeah, we will be kind of planning our retro season and Optimism Fractal's 1 year anniversary too. So for anybody who can stick around, I think we have some really exciting topics on the agenda. I also want to wish everybody a happy Optimism Fractal anniversary. It's still 3 days away, but really exciting time that we're in. So thanks everybody so much for all the amazing things over the past year, and really excited to get into the town hall topic today. If anybody has any quick thoughts you want to share before we get into I see Rosmari say, thank you for the explanation, Gudasol. Great stuff. Sounds huge. Very exciting. Okay, looking forward to reading this and checking in more details at tetra.earth. For anybody who's watching, you can see what Gudasol has been up to there. And if you want to share any links to the recurve as well that we can look into Gudasol, you're welcome to too. Yeah, if anybody has any quick comments that you want to share before we head into the town hall, then feel free. But otherwise, I can pull up the presentation for the town hall now, and we can get
Yeah,
into
very quick, very quick. I put the link into the chat here. Zao Fractal, Zaal, has sent his link to the Fractal data collector. I have just included his link, and he will send other links, and that will do the tree for the Zao Fractal into the mind map. And Gudasol, you can do the same. Like this, we have all into the mind map, and that's just a link to share with someone, and then the guy or the woman go into the mind map and has just to click or search. That doesn't replace the great documentation that is in Notion and all that Dan is and Rosmari are curating, but that's nice visual and searchable and link with the @strip of Optimism Fractal. And there are other fractal into the mind map, like the Zao Fractal and the Upscale Fractal. I am doing that not for optimistic. I am doing that for in the absolute, as I stated into my room today, where I was leveled at the bottom, as it should be. So let's go.
All right, let's go. Well, thank you, Patrick, for helping to curate all the great work with the fractals. Great to see Zaal back and getting in on the fractal data collector. So great to see that collaboration fostered, and encourage people to check it out. fractalden.net/fractals/fractal data collector.html. And Gudasol said recurve will be published next week, or in recurve info published next week. So looking forward to it. And I think I'll start up the Optimism Town Hall presentation now. I'll give a little presentation, a little welcome to Optimism Town Hall, and then if anybody has any comments, feel free to raise your hands. I'll also probably give a little overview of this retro season while I'm at this presentation too, and the different aspects of it, and then we can dive in deeper and have an open discussion about it. And I'm very curious to hear everybody's thoughts. So, welcome to Optimism Town Hall. We now have a new website for Optimism Town Hall, optimismtownhall.com. It's still kind of in development, but it's looking pretty cool. Optimism Town Hall is a collaborative forum dedicated to conversations with the superchain, featuring innovative community agenda games where participants choose the topics. Right now, we choose topics with the respect token. We're also experimenting with different kinds of reputation tokens and so forth. It provides a special place to learn about the latest developments in the superchain, help lead the Optimism Collective, and explore opportunities in the on-chain economy. The Agendas game allows everybody to propose and vote on topics with these reputation tokens. So it's a fun and fair way to participate in community discussions with a bunch of amazing builders. Everybody's welcome to join on Thursdays at 18 UTC. We have a event page here where you can register, and we encourage you to invite friends and join each week. And also we produce videos too. So even if you can't make it, you can watch. There's an FAQ page on here, which is coming in development, but it kind of shows how we choose the topics and more details with Optimism Town Hall. So like I said, we play the Agendas game where you can propose a topic. There's an article about it. And basically the way it works, like at the core of it, is that whoever proposes a topic on the Optimism Town Hall snapshot space, or anybody can do that if you've earned respect right now. And then whatever topic has the most votes by Monday at 17 UTC will be the topic that's discussed during this week's event. So You can register at lou.mosh.optimistics for all the events that we host, including the town hall. This event happens right after the Optimism Fractal Respect Game events. You can learn more about it at optimismfractal.com. And learn about the Respect Game, where you can earn Respect tokens that help you gain influence to choose the agenda for the Optimism Town Hall, as well as lots of other benefits too. So encourage people to join both these events at 17 and 18 UTC on Thursdays, and invite your friends. And we publish videos too, optimismtownhall.com/videos. We've started to separate this into 2 seasons, and we're currently in our 2nd season, about to wrap up on the October 31st will be our last event of the season, I believe. And you can also find these videos on the optimismfractal.com/videos as well. Currently, they're published as a part of Optimism Fractal videos, most of them, but we're working on publishing them totally separately. And you can also find these on the Eden Creators YouTube channel as well, where you can find many more videos related to optimism, also fractal governance, gamified governance, all sorts of cool stuff that we've been experimenting with here. For today's agenda, we're going to be introducing RetroSeason. So Optimism Fractal RetroSeason is a really exciting initiative that I've been planning out and thinking about, very much inspired by the conversation last week. So thanks everybody for the great ideas during last week's discussion. RetroSeason will involve several initiatives, including RetroPitches, retrospectives, retro polls, and a retro report. If all goes according to plan, I'll share a bit more detail about that. These are both celebrating Optimism Fractal's 1-year anniversary, which is coming up on the 20th of October, and also exploring new ways to measure impact on optimism and helping to assist badge holders and public goods creators in Optimism RetroFunding Round 6, which I'll share a little bit about. It's a great opportunity for public goods creators on the Optimism Superchain to earn funding for all the great work that they've done contributing to optimism governance. So, like I said, every topic is proposed in the Optimism Town Hall snapshot space, which you can find on optimismtownhall.com. And it seems like it's freezing. And now it's not freezing anymore. Nice. Okay, now it's freezing again. So this topic has a bunch of details. This is the topic that has the most votes on the Optimism Town Hall snapshot space. Thank you all for your patience as I deal with the white screen. I don't know what's going on here.
Wow.
Wow,
never,
this is
never seen this before.
I worked really hard on making a great presentation. It's kind of beautiful in its artisticness. It's like a minimalist kind of thing. Okay, looks like this page is working. Okay, this page is
You
working.
have a beautiful whiteboard, Dan. Beautiful
Thank you,
whiteboard.
thank you. It's a metaphor for all the things that we can do. It's a blank canvas.
It's a clean slate. Yeah.
That's right.
I was coming for that. Where is the? Oh.
Everybody see all the great stuff. Let's talk about it. Okay, well, for whatever reason, Snapshot seems to be down, but most of the stuff. Thank you for the applause. Thank you. Most of the stuff that's written there is also on this article too. Thankfully, optimistics.io/RetroSeason. This is kind of a draft article, but it explains it pretty well. So it talks about how optimism is continuing to grow and innovative approaches for measuring impact and rewarding contributions become increasingly crucial. Optimism, there's over 100 badge holders and guest reviewers who are going to be aiming to fairly evaluate the impact of public goods creators who contribute to optimism governance. This round has started, applications have closed, and voting will start in a couple weeks. And there's the issue of how do you effectively and accurately assess who's created a positive impact? How do you evaluate impact when there's so many people doing great stuff? So this article kind of goes over it, provides a little overview about optimism and retrofunding. RetroFunding is one of, if not the biggest, retroactive public goods funding experiment in the world. They've given over 60 million OP or over 50 million OP so far. And it's one of the core parts, the core axioms of optimism and optimistic vision. This round will give up to 3.5 million OP, and I'll share some links and screen share there. Optimism Fractal anniversary, like I mentioned, we've been going for a year at the event before this one, and there's lots of exciting synergies here too. So RetroSeason, just like a quick overview here, there's a few different initiatives for RetroSeason. One is RetroPitches, one is RetroPolls, and one is RetroReport. I encourage everybody to read the article too, and we can get into more detail, but there is a lot here, so I'm just going to give you like a high-level overview. RetroPitches are fun and friendly competitions where public goods creators can present their projects and contributions to optimism. And we're going to have 2 different types of retro pitches. This comes from an experiment we did last year when RetroFunding Round 3 was happening, where we hosted 3 events, 3 pilot programs. We invited people who had projects in RetroFunding Round 3 and gave everybody an opportunity to share what they've been doing to help Optimism get the stage. You can watch the videos here, worked really well. We had about 12 or 13 different projects who created public goods from last year, who presented, and then we ranked pitches based upon how helpful it was, how exciting the presentation was, how amusing it was, and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And we got a lot of great presenters sharing different projects they'd shared too. So I encourage you to watch these videos and learn more about all of the people creating impact on the Optimism Collective. Really cool stuff going on here. This is at optimistics.io slash retropitches. And also on the mirror post or the mirror blog for Optimism Collective, you can see how Optimism has dedicated 850 million OP to retrofunding. This is the 6th round that is happening now. So this is a really exciting opportunity. Most of the OP has not been allocated yet, and there's going to be another dev tool round coming up soon. And Optimism Governance is also very open to figuring out the best ways to govern in the future and make the most of this retrofunding experiment and these retrofunding rounds to reward builders. So this current round is focused on enhancing governance tools, mechanisms, processes in Optimism Governance. I'll share a bit more about that. You can check out optimism.io and then go to, I think there's app.optimism.io/retropgf to learn more, like a general overview of retropgf. But we kind of went over this in past weeks too, so I won't go over it too much, but generally it's going very well. I encourage people to look into it. It's a great opportunity for public goods creators in Web3. And there's retrofunding.optimism.io, which has the new app that they've been building, which allows people to create projects and organizations and sign and actually make applications. I made 4 applications for different projects, so it's a really good app. Actually, it has a lot of like nice new exciting features, so encourage people to check it out. And then last week we had a brainstorming session about this. Basically, we talked about the anniversary coming up and the retrofunding rounds and all sorts of ideas about how we can make the most of the occasion. So once again, appreciate everybody's participation there. You can watch the video that we've done from the past couple of weeks. This was last week's event where we had discussed the brainstorming for retrofunding round 6 and 1-year anniversary. There's timestamps and so forth, as always, for each of these Optimism Town Hall videos where you can watch and learn more. And there's also several other videos where we discuss sort of similar stuff, like at the end of season 2 for Optimism Fractal, before the town hall started. We talked about how Optimism Fractal can help retrofunding, and we talked about Optimism Fractal seasons and so forth. So lots of videos you could check out with related concepts. But I suppose I want to get into maybe just before I open it up, just go a bit deeper into the structure, because I kind of went past that page for the retro season. But if I go back to the retro season page, so I think I accidentally clicked this. Okay, yeah, so this is the retro season page. So there's 3 main components of retro season that I'm imagining, and this is open to like feedback too, because I'm very curious to hear if anybody has better ideas to design retro season. This is intended to be a kind of a planning session that kicks it off, but retro season will happen over the next 3 weeks or so, going kind of in sync with the retrofunding round 6, which ends on November 7th, the voting. So the 3 parts that I'm envisioning are retro pitches, retro polls, and a retro report. So I showed you retro pitches a little bit, where everybody can join and share what they've been doing and get like maybe 4 or 5 minutes to share what they've done to help Optimism governance. I'm also planning Optimism Fractal retro pitches or Optimism Fractal retrospectives too. So what I'm thinking is that at next week's event, on Thursday, on the 24th, we'll have Optimism Fractal retro pitches and Optimism Fractal retro spectives after the respect game at the Optimism Town Hall, where everybody will have an opportunity to basically get the mic, share their speech, share their story, talk about what they've contributed to Optimism Fractal and how Optimism Fractal has affected them, how Optimism Fractal has benefited you. So I encourage everybody to participate in this and share their experiences. We'll reach out to a bunch of contributors at Optimism Fractal over the past year, and we'll have a really fun time. And then the next week after that, and potentially even with some additional events based on supply and demand and stuff like that, we'll have retro pitches focused specifically on optimism governance, where we'll reach out, the Optimistics team will reach out to, and anybody else is welcome to as well, to help promote it. We'll reach out to people who have applications for retrofunding round 6, and we'll hear from people who have contributed to governance with all kinds of projects and tools and community events they might host and so forth. So we can hear about from all the different stakeholders and governance leaders and builders in the ecosystem, and give everybody an opportunity, both at Optimism Fractal and the wider Optimism Collective, to share what they've been doing. that will be combined into like having timestamps and stuff like that, and showing the clips so people can easily watch those videos, including badge holders and reviewers. We have a couple guest reviewers here who can who will be reviewing these applications over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully that'll be a helpful resource for both the public goods creators and the reviewers. And then following that, and maybe starting up in the next few days, just depending on when it gets started, I'm introducing a new concept called RetroPolls, which is a new public goods evaluation system that will allow community members to vote on contributions, both presented during RetroPitches events, but then just in general. This will allow us to vote both on contributions to people contributing to Optimism Fractal over the past year and to contributions to the Optimism Collective governance. So the Optimism Collective governance can help people like the badge holders and reviewers understand contributions to Optimism Collective governance for RetroFunding Round 6, and then the contributions to Optimism Fractal. We'll see where those go, but I think it'll be an interesting experiment, and maybe we can have some way to also like pioneer like a fund distribution system of some sort to help fund Optimism Fractal contributors as well. But we'll do an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Basically, we'll provide a lot of data that's helpful for data scientists and helpful for badge holders and reviewers. That's the idea of RetroPolls, and I thought a lot about the design about how this could work. So for one thing, I think we're going to try using this with Snapshot X, which is the new on-chain version of Snapshot. And I've looked into Snapshot's weighted, where we've used weighted voting polls and also multiple voting strategies that can allow many different stakeholders in the collectives and a diverse group of stakeholders in the collective to also vote in simple polls. So, for example, people can vote with Optimism Fractal respect, with OP delegation power. Badge holders can vote. There's some great builder reputation scores, so people can vote, and then by making one vote, they can vote and show the data from all of these different reputation systems, and then that data can then be exported to like a retro report, basically, where and this is something that I'm aiming to do if all goes according to plan, to use the graph, which is a really great system that's built with Ethereum, to take the data that was created by the on-chain polls with Snapshot X and put that into like a Google spreadsheet or a Google chart, something like that, or some sort of system to visualize that data. And also make it really easy so that by the end, before the end of RetroFunding Round 6, we can give that to badge holders, and then badge holders can see, oh, here's how the delegates, and here's how the Optimism Fractal community, here's how other badge holders, and here's how builders in the ecosystem value these different projects. So give them a lot of helpful data, then they can use it if they like. You can see a little bit of benefit, and one of the goals here is also to demonstrate the value of innovative consensus process and capital allocation protocols within the Optimism Collective, such as using the respect distribution from the respect games at Optimism Fractal and the on-chain governance protocols that we're building here, and different tools like Snapshot as well. So that's kind of the general idea here. There's also a lot of context and inspiration. I mentioned that we've been working on this RetroPitches idea for a while. There's an article at this which shows the history and future of RetroPitches, in which case there's lots of videos and stuff that we've experimented with it even before the RetroPitches round from last year. We tried this at Eden Fractal, where we tried games to gamify public goods. Currently the pictures are taking a moment to load right now, but we had different pitch sessions and stuff like this, where we talked about, thanks Rosmari for making all this beautiful art over a year ago. So we're taking a lot of these concepts we've been trying out for years and putting them to the test, both for the RetroPitches, and by the way, RetroPitches are a form of like public goods games, this idea of using games to help people evaluate public goods. We have an article about that too. And then the other part that's inspiring this idea is the idea of respect trees. This is something that Tadas had introduced, both at Optimism Fractal and the 16th Optimism Fractal event, and also at the Eden Fractal event back over a year and a half ago or something like that. You can check out optimistics.io/respect trees. And this is an idea about how it started with fractals, and it was an idea to facilitate collective decision-making, set priorities, and allocate resources in decentralized communities. So we have some videos here too, where you can learn more. And there's actually a design that Tadas has made. We were speaking of this for a while, that could, like, it's kind of informing a lot of this, basically, where we can have polls, retro polls, both for Optimism Fractal and for the Optimism Collective, and do it at the end of the season. So there's kind of a lot of things coming together here. Just want to give like a high level overview. A lot of the stuff we kind of discussed at last week's event too, but just want to give a little overview there. And yeah, in general, I think that Optimism Fractal, having been grown for just about a year now, and we've come a really long way over the past year. So I really appreciate everybody's participation, everybody contributing to Optimism Fractal, as well as all the optimism developments that have been going on for the past few years, and all the fractal developments and fractal communities that have been going on the past few years. There's now great tools that the Optimism Fractal community has developed, which you can see at optimistics.io/tools. Shout out to all the developers. We have apps and so forth for respect and for playing the respect game and on-chain governance protocols. So with all this in mind and all the processes and stuff that we've developed over the past year, I think that Optimism Fractal can really like step up in the collective and use these processes to help badge holders and help the collective more effectively evaluate impact. And we can do this with both the retro pitches, the retro polls, and the retro report, giving everybody an opportunity to share what they've been doing, to pitch their work, to give a retrospective, to help people see in a short clip, as well as give everybody an opportunity to vote in polls and express their opinions about who's helping the most, and then also to see the retro report and see like the data summarized there. So everybody's welcome to join these events. We're going to be having them over the next 3 to 3 weeks, including this week. The Optimism Fractal season will end on the 31st. We might schedule an extra town hall based upon demand. So that's kind of like a high level over the idea. I appreciate everybody giving me the time to explain this idea. I know it's a lot of information, so feel free to read it over the week. It's at optimistics.io/RetroSeason. And that's kind of an overview of the idea. And yeah, I'm very curious. I'm excited to celebrate the anniversary with y'all. I'm excited to see what you all think of RetroSeason and the different initiatives. Thanks for the thumbs up, Patrick. And yeah, I think that's the end of my presentation. So, just and if you're all up for it, then next week we'll do the Optimism Fractal retro pitches as well as a way to like celebrate the anniversary on the 24th, where everybody can give a retrospective and share what they did to help. So that would be the next step here if all goes according to plan. So I see there's a bunch of messages in the chat. I'll read those. Welcome, YungSB.eth. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the hearts, Gudasol, and everybody. If you'd like to say hello, Young, and then feel free. But the floor is open, basically. If anybody wants to comment on the idea, I'm very curious everybody's thoughts.
I love the idea of the polling and just being an information broker for general vibes and adoption and excitement in the community. I think it's a great direction to go. So yeah, definitely supportive and inspiring to see.
The same. And thank you for the link, Abraham. I will include, just to be transparent, Abraham has shared with me a link to the profile page of the delegates, Optimism delegates, because that is public, but for other things, it's private, so I cannot mapping out things that are private, logical. Just to say, I love this presentation by Dan, the best dog in the galaxy. There is a lot of information as always. I appreciate a lot. For us, it's obvious because we are here since a while and we are able to understand where are located the things when you present. I think the value at that point could be when you present to just maybe speak loudly about where we find that, and you find that on this link, and that would be also appreciate, but it's not mandatory, but that would be very appreciable that if you see some links that are eligible to put into the Fractal data collector, that you send that, because again, I am not doing that all myself. That would be totally crazy. And I want to engage the community. And that will be a nice tool to engage with and then to be respected with an act. But we are not yet there. But let's do already the intention. And then later on, we can integrate an act. That's just the icing on the cake. But before we do the work, and then we had the icing on the cake to say, yeah, baby, we have made the thing. But we make already all this work before. Yeah, I stop at that. Otherwise, I will be boring. And also, when you present at 500 milliseconds. Sometimes it's very difficult to follow. Sometimes, otherwise, I love you, but just want to tell you what I think. Otherwise, I cannot see me into a mirror. So I prefer to say.
All right. Thank you very much, Patrick. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the feedback, Abraham, too. I'm glad you like it. I'll take that into account and try to speak slower in the future. And I'll also share the link. I think it would be good to share the optimistics.io/RetroSeasons once again as a link, so I can add that to the Fractal data collector. I appreciate you curating the resources there, and I'll probably just touch up the article a little bit more first, but yeah, I think that'd be great to feature there. So appreciate that, as well as all the feedback, and I'll keep that in mind. And I'm glad you like the ideas. I see also there's been some nice messages in the chat too. I saw Zaal put "Let's go." I missed a bit of what you said. I talked about the Zao Fractal. He's excited to be here with the awesome community. So excited to see you back, Zaal, too, and they're so excited puppet and stuff like that. So great to see. And I see also Abraham giving Rosmari a shout out for the art too. I see Rosemary's come on camera too. So yeah, if anybody has any other comments on the retro season, or if anybody has any questions too, then happy to hear. Thanks also to Rosmari too. I spent a while brainstorming this with Rosmari, and Rosmari gave a lot of great feedback about this as well. So I want to say thanks there. And if you want to share any thoughts, Rosmari, then would be great. Or if anybody has any other questions or comments. The event is scheduled for a half hour. We're 4 minutes from the top of the half hour. I don't know if that makes sense, but 4 minutes from the half hour. But we can go a bit longer too if everybody's up for it, because I'm happy to answer any questions or go in deeper, because I kind of did a long presentation. So happy to give more time for the community to share some thoughts and ideas if anybody wants to.
No one? Bon, okay, I go. I want to say thank you very much, Rosmari, for all what you are doing into this Optimism Fractal, because she's doing a lot of works during the week. She's advertising, she's mentioning the Optimism Fractal into the channels to make a reminder, and she's doing a lot of good art. Good art. Yeah, good art and good art, yeah. You have some example into the Zoom chat here, some good art that she's doing. Yeah, that was me sharing some ideas. Yeah, but she's doing a great art, and that's very aligned with what we are doing into this Optimism Fractal, those flowers and the arts tree with a flower.
What do you think about RetroSeason?
Yeah, maybe best to focus on the
yeah.
end.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, Dan touched on the benefits. So why are we doing this?
For visibility.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit, but do you want me to go into that more, Rosmari?
Maybe it'll be helpful for
okay.
like some context.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I've also spoken a lot too. I don't know if you'd like to share any of the benefits from your mind, or do you prefer if I share?
I mean,
would prefer Rosmari to share.
Okay. As if I made the proposal. I think some of the benefits would be to show that we can use the space to share what we've learned this past year, how we've benefited from coming to these events, and sort of to prove the value of Optimism Fractal. And it is best communicated when it's coming from builders themselves. That's one thing. And also we'll gamify it, so there will be some polling and voting for each other on who we think like did the most. In a way, it's like we're gonna do one big respect game, all of us. And then for the future weeks, where we'll invite more of the participants, not participants, but applicants for RetroFunding 6, then that would really be proving what we can do to the wider audience and evaluating impact for the collective, for governance specifically. So that would prove that that we can also do other or take part in initiatives that are of high interest to the collective right now and in the future too. And that way we'll collaborate, we'll open like more doors for collaboration. That's my take.
All right, I agree. Thank you, Rosmari. Thank you for guiding the conversation, and also
this is a good like reason to reach out to like the marketing team from Optimism and Base, and reach out to other superchain builders and leaders, and
Mhm.
and just connect the dots, really, because we've been aiming to reach out to more people, so that's a really good reason to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
exactly that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just asked, I've worked with AI to help draft some of these things. And I just asked AI, what are the main benefits of RetroSeason? I just also help summarize it too.
I am the AI. You can ask.
Oh, thank you, Pat AI.
At this point, I think Dan is just like super best friends with AI, right? You just use it.
Yeah, me and Claude have a good relationship. We work together every day.
How many proposals did you submit in this past week?
I submitted 6 proposals in this week. Monday and Tuesday were very, very hectic days. So
I think I will do a new thing for this Optimism Fractal, but not only for Optimism Fractal, indeed, it's for every video that I see very interesting. I take the video, I put into pictory.ai, that generates me an MP3, and that's a summarize in 1 hour 30 call in 15 minutes. That is very powerful. I will do an exercise with this video of today when it comes out, and I promise you next week you have between until the next week you will have an MP3 of this one like this that summarize. That could be very, very impactful, and then mapping out into the mindmap a link to the MP3s like this. I do something, let's say, value added with the work of Dan Sinjoy, the best dog in the galaxy. That's just amazing. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
I appreciate the contribution. I'm very excited. I've seen you do some cool videos with Pictory before. I haven't used it, but I mean to check it out. But that would be super cool to have like a retro season video. And also, that's that is one of the challenges about explaining the benefits of Optimism Fractal, that a lot of people, unless they really get what we're doing, they don't have the time to watch the hour-and-a-half video or 2-hour video. That's also one of the reasons why we're planning to split up the videos from Optimism Fractal and Optimism Town Hall to make it a bit shorter. But having that kind of like 15-minute video with Pictory, or even if we can make 5-minute summary videos and stuff like that too, we can experiment with different things. That would be great to help provide shorter content, more bite-sized and digestible content for people to learn from. And RetroSeason would be a great time to do that, and a great initiative to help spread the word for RetroSeason. So much appreciated, Patrick, and looking forward to watching what you create.
You are with Pat Novabat. Pat Novabat will do all what is entailed to do the great things, also if it is difficult to do or difficult to say. So I will do. You can chase me.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much. And I suppose, if anybody else has any other comments about it, we can always wrap it up whenever too. But maybe I'll go ahead and follow up with Rosmari's question about what are the benefits, and add to the benefits that she provided. And then if anybody else wants to unmute or wants to raise their hand and share their thoughts about this, then feel free to do so at any point. We'd love to hear from more people in the community as well. And yeah, I suppose maybe I'll just get into this high-level overview of benefits that I quickly created with the help of Claude. So one is celebration and showcase. So it's a great opportunity to celebrate and make the most of the 1-year anniversary of Optimism Fractal, and help raise awareness for all the great people who are contributing to the community. 2 is impact evaluations, and also along with that, data-driven insights. So like Abraham said, I think we could do a really exciting thing with these polls, make it really easy for people to vote in polls from across the collective, both in Optimism Fractal, and then all kinds of different, like basically invite everybody who's contributing to the collective in different ways. And I can imagine this evolving a lot more over time too. Like there's some great reputation scoring systems on Optimism, and all these can be used to inform like voting to determine a fair allocation. So I think it could be really helpful for the future of retrofunding, because retrofunding has like this big problem that Optimism is growing a lot, but it's difficult to assess all these different projects because there's so many cool things going on. So I think that these polls, the impact evaluation, that's partially been done by the past year of everybody playing respect games and giving each other respect, we've created a great distribution of about 60 accounts who have earned respect and have varying amounts of respect depending on how much they've helped Optimism in like a very democratic way. And then there's all sorts of other great builders in the collective who have done builder scores for who's contributed to, popular repositories on Optimism and different stuff like that. So we can use all these different scores to make really good impact evaluation and data-driven insights that help more effectively allocate in both this round and also refine future rounds of retro funding. So I think that could be really helpful. Raising awareness of Optimism Fractal, like Rosmari said, I think Optimism Fractal can provide profound benefits for optimism in the world. And it's really ready now with the software and the processes and everything going. And then, engage in the community, having a fun time. I think this could be a good time to just enjoy each other's company and celebrate and stuff like that too. So, and grow the community, grow optimism as a whole, and grow Optimism Fractal. So, those are some of the main benefits I see, as well as just like all this fits within the category of governance too, because governance is like, how do you allocate resources and how do you make decisions? And so all these enhancements are also just enhancing governance, both in Optimism, and then those governance innovations can be exported across the world to make the world work better for governance and to help create the better future internet for everybody. Thanks for the applause, Zaal. Glad you like it. And yeah, that's my overview of benefits. Thank you for the question, Rosemary. Thank you. Curious if maybe has any other thoughts about this, or I see Eric is unmuted. If you want to jump in, or
Well, I've been having really good success with this lately when I'm trying to describe the value to somebody. And I just actually taught a workshop on delivering the perfect presentation. And this was one of the key things people liked in there is if you were to say, Optimism Fractal, comma, the shortcut to, if you can fill out the shortcut to, you're on a good way. The shortcut to what? Because that forces it to be physical, and it also takes it away from just transactional. Well, we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that. So you need to bridge that gap between conceptual and transactional or physical, and that's what I found is a pretty good tool for doing that.
You know what? Now there is no liquid token. So if the people join that, it's because they are heart, soul, and mind, and they want to do the things. As soon there will come the liquid token, you could see some behavior changing and going into incumbent advantages. We have seen that so much time. So I am so happy that now there is no liquid token. I hate the liquid. So at least we are doing the things organically, and at a point maybe we will do the things we will deserve to have some fruits. I love RetroPGF in this sense because you do first the work and then you are rewarded later in monetary sense for the good work that you have made based on real thing, not just speaking. That is, I think, shout out RetroPGF teams. Continue like that. That's great. And thank you, Abraham, to be the gateway to those people there with Dan and Rosmari and with Will and with whatever.
I think with RetroPGF, the thing that some people struggle with, though, and probably myself included, is just, they want to participate in the ecosystem, but on the flip side of it, it's like you have a real job that, in the traditional corporate world, or you have a job that, you basically have to do to put food on the table, but it's like to actually do something without funding is tough. So you got to figure out how to do it. I think that it does make a very resilient cohort, probably, though, because people who are you have to be really interested to be able to spend that time on your own time and get it to work to get in. It's interesting. I think there probably is a lot of intentionality in that, but there's definitely some challenges too.
Yeah.
Should we wrapping up soon?
Pretty soon, but okay. I want to respond a bit to Abraham and to Eric, and then if anybody else, Will, Eric, I see Gudasol said he had to go. Great, and thanks so much for joining, Gudasol. It's always wonderful seeing you, and I hope you have a great day. And also, so if Gudasol, you want to share any parting words before you go, or Samuel, Eric, Zaal, YungSB. I hope that you're enjoying your day too. If anybody else wants to share any thoughts, then feel free to do so. You can jump in, or if you want to raise your hand, then you'll be able to go next. And yeah, we will wrap it up soon. So if everybody just
Yeah,
wants to listen in, then and then we can wrap it up whenever. But I think first I'll just respond to Abraham and Eric briefly, and Patrick there, and then we can see. Oh, good to see you all.
hello.
I saw there was lots of exciting messages in chat too. All putting up hearts and saying he loves Patrick's energy and saying all sorts of cool stuff. So glad to see you. It's great to see you all, and hope that all is well. Um, so I suppose if you want to unmute yourself, feel free. I don't hear you, by the way. I think you're just okay.
I
There
just
you
wanted to unmute and say, go Optimism Fractal. I'm ready.
go. All right, go Optimism Fractal. Well, thank you very much, though. Appreciate it. And go Zao Fractal too. I'm glad to hear that you've been doing so great. I heard that you had like I don't know exactly like I think like 15 musicians or something like that, and you've been doing it for
Yeah,
you're on your 20th meeting or something like that, 25th. I don't know. You're integrating the Hats tree, all sorts of good stuff. If you
Yeah,
want to give a
it's
little update, then
awesome.
feel
It's a
free.
good feeling. We're just finalizing our hats tree. I'm going to try and publish it this weekend. We just had our 22nd Fractal meeting this week, and I think the hats tree will really kind of put the whole org together where Zao Fractal will be one part of many different things, and it'll be a lot easier to explain when I can just share that hats tree out with people and people can join. So we all started a Charmverse thanks to Mr. Will T over there. So got a lot of things moving and grooving. I'm excited to just start playing around with some of these on chain pieces of tech. I think my reason for waiting so long was to be able to actually distribute out a form of a token to our community and have people actually have some. And now that we're 20 Zao Fractal episodes in, we actually can start playing around with these pieces. And we have some community members who've been coming for all 20 of them. So it's been a lot of fun to just see who keeps on showing up. And just like this community, it's always good to see the faces and hear what everyone's doing every week.
be sure. I will interview
Awesome.
you at a point.
Looking
Like this,
Say
forward to it.
less.
I have made the tour of all the builders of this Optimism Fractal. At the point, I will have interview everyone. And I will interview then Rosmari and Dan and Abraham together to make a package with Tadas, the only one, maybe. And
Sound
we will have, yeah, why not?
Sounds good. Thank you, Patrick. I've been enjoying listening to your interviews. I hear Rosemary's working on some interviews too, and congrats all for all the progress so far. Great to see you even collaborating with Will on Charmverse, and yeah, really excited to see that. People check out zaomusic.xyz to learn more about the Zao and all the great musicians you're working with. So thanks so much for all the great work and sharing with us here. Much appreciated. And
You know what? We should wrapping up with a song.
maybe, but hold on. First, let me just continue because I didn't get the chance to just respond to it with Abraham and what Eric said. First off, Eric, thanks for the points that you shared about the shortcut and making it less ephemeral and more exact. So those are very interesting thoughts to ponder. Appreciate your marketing advice and wisdom there. And I suppose we could summarize in multiple ways, but like one way is like a shortcut to impact evaluation is one way that we're doing it. We're helping evaluate impact in the collective with RetroSeason, and I think there's other things we can say shortcuts too. I'd say for RetroSeason in particular, because that's like one of the main things that they need help with. They need help with impact evaluation, so we're providing a shortcut, like literally, rather than having to like do research into 100 different projects and look through other websites and stuff like that. They could see a 5-minute video and they can see the votes of many different people who have contributed, like based on their respect or their reputation scores. So I'd say that's one shortcut, and there's lots of other shortcuts we can brainstorm there. And then also on Abraham's point, I'd say like he makes a good point. That's one of the issues with retrofunding too. You have to wait like a year to get funded in a lot of cases. And it's like, for example, I've been working and like the Optimistic team, many people here have been working for like a year, and we got some funding in RetroFunding Round 3 last year, which we were very grateful for. But it's been like a very long time with a lot of volunteer work basically. And so retrofunding needs improvements to be able to fund on quicker cycles, so people don't have to work for a year like crazy to be able to get funding. So I think the respect game can play a big role in that too, in these the advancement of these on-chain governance protocols, like the respect game and like voting with respect, could enable like quicker rounds and be able to earn each week, for example, rather than on a longer time scale. So those are just some thoughts that I wanted to add. I see Eric's unmuted. We are 45 minutes. No, we are 15 minutes from the top of the hour, if I can speak. So we can wrap it up whenever, if we want to see. There's been lots of comments in the chat, so thanks everybody for sharing all the thoughts. Really inspiring to see. Does anybody have any last thoughts that they want to share before we wrap it up?
Yeah, with a song.
Oh, okay, well, I'm curious what song we would do. I don't know if we have.
No, I
if we have an
will
Optimism
do
Fractal
that
song.
like an
Improv,
improvisation.
improv. Patrick, are you a singer?
Do it.
Yeah, I am a great singer. I am Pat Nova Elton, you know. No, I will do something just to celebrate this anniversary and synthesize the joys that we are doing here, the reason d'être of why we are here, indeed.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. I mean, first, if anybody has any last comments about RetroSeason, then maybe we could focus on the topic at hand. So if anybody has any last thoughts, then feel free. I see Will's unmuted. Do you want to share anything? Or
I just want to say I love RetroSeason. Let's grow. And yeah, I shared it in our breakout room. Just a quick plug here. Gitcoin grant season opens next week. Let's Grow Live comes back on the air 24/7 for 15 days straight next week. If you have time, pop in our spaces. You're going to hear amazing conversations about public good builders around the world.
awesome. Thanks so much, Will. I'll pop in there and yeah, maybe I can share a little bit about RetroSeason there too. And then looking forward to hearing.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
Hey, here's a good idea. Okay. Here's a good idea for anybody who wants to do this. Take me up on this offer. You can go to Let's Grow Network or Let's Grow.network. Sorry, that's the website. I put it in the chat earlier. I'll put it in here again. You can, if you so choose to do so, come in and pick up a hosting slot on our spaces. That's how open a community we are. If you want to come talk whatever's on your mind, talk about your mind map, Patrick, Dan, Rosmari.
I will integrate. I will integrate.
Fractal, Eden Fractal, whatever. Just go to that website, fill out the form, pick a slot that works for you, and let's grow.
Nice. That's giving me ideas for the song.
That's good, Patrick. Maybe just make sure that we're not over speaking each other too, though. But yeah, it sounds great. Thank you very much, Will, for the offer. That's Let's Grow.network. And yeah, Let's Grow. Absolutely. Shout out to the Let's Grow community and really appreciate it. Oh, I see Samuel Eric unmuted. Hey, Eric.
Sorry, I wanted to actually ask a question, and it's to Abraham. Okay. I saw you recently joined the RetroFunding guest group, guest voters group. I've been trying to get in, and the guide bot keep like taking me out. I don't know. I'm trying to look at the email again, and I'm seeing I have to make an attestation. Am I correct? I don't know if it might be the. Did you make something like an attestation?
It looks like the bot is removing several other people as well. I was able to get in and stay there. I would probably message Emily about it and see if you can get her to maybe take a screenshot of all the Guildbot removed messages and send that into the Warpcast channel.
Yes. I think that's best. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for the question, Eric, and best of luck to both you and Abraham in the review process. I've heard it can be a lot of work reviewing all those applications. So hopefully you enjoy the process. I know there's a lot of other great badge holders and reviewers who you'll be collaborating with. So I'm glad to see you participate in the review processes and hope it goes well. And the only person we haven't yet heard from is YungSB.eth. So one more opportunity. If you want to say hello, then feel free. But otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If anybody has any last thoughts about RetroSeason, then feel free. We can wrap it up. I think Patrick wanted to sing it. I think that a couple people had some ideas that, Patrick wanted to sing, and he had some encouragement from some people encouraging to sing too. So, but I see YungSB unmuted though. So first, welcome YungSB. And how are you? If you'd like to introduce yourself, if you'd like to share a quick introduction, then feel free.
I just wanted to introduce myself. How are y'all? Like, I just found out about this today because I got on Farcaster and I seen the posts. So this is my first time learning about this. I will be joining these from now on. So I'm just getting the feel of what y'all are talking about. But I will be joining these from now on.
All right. Excellent. Well, thanks so much for joining and sharing, and looking forward to hearing more from you in the future. Appreciate you joining, and I'll see you next week, next Thursday at 17 UTC. And just so you know, there's both the Optimism Fractal event at 17 UTC and then the Optimism Town Hall at 18 UTC. So you're welcome to join both of those. And you're also welcome to join our Discord too. And you can find the event calendar at lou.mosh.optimistics. Maybe yeah, I was hoping Rosmari would share. So Rosmari looking around, Rosmari just share the Discord group there, and then also share lou.mosh.optimistics. Well, once again, welcome, Young, and thanks so much for joining and introducing yourself. All right, and I think that does it for retro season. We're just gonna start with retro season, so it doesn't do. We're gonna be doing this for the next 3 weeks after this. But I think we probably had, if anybody had any less comments, then you can. But otherwise, Patrick, if you want to sing, then you're welcome to. But maybe we have been on the call for like just about 2 hours, and we do need to wrap it up soon. So maybe if you want to just sing for like maybe not a full song, maybe like a 30-second clip or something like that, and then we can get into. I'll wrap it up real quick, and we'll maybe end it with the 3, 2, 1, go retro season if everybody's up for it or something like that.
Okay.
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 I've heard Patrick sing
Are you
before.
going-
It's pretty.
Are
It's
you going
pretty
to
amazing.
sing? Or-
Yeah, I am ready. I have write the song during that you spoke.
Okay.
And
At some point, by the way, me and Rosmari and Abraham can sing too. I know.
Yeah.
You
He has
can check
a
out their
great
YouTube
website.
channels. They have some good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, you want to go ahead?
What? We got a group of people in here that got some pipes. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's grow. Let's sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, before
Yep.
that I start to sing, that will be maybe not the best song, but it has not to be. That will be made with heart, soul, and mind. And it's to synthesize what we are doing here. It's a marketing song, but with heart, soul, and mind. So, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
I have to close my eyes. No, otherwise I will not see what I have wrote. So I have to. Okay, let's go. I will take a breath.
Okay, let's go. Let's not take too long.
No, it's never long with me. So
Well,
let's
I
go.
would. I don't know about that. If that's
But
factual,
that will be just
They're
that I need.
sometimes
Just
long.
that I need. Just what I need.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's grow the optimism fractal. Go on, let's grow .network. We love optimism fractal. We love the RetroPGF groups. Some people were able to join this through the Farcaster. And we have also nice other groups like Ads Protocol. Kingsfisher Media is a great media group. You can join King's Media Fisher. It's very easy to join. When I say easy, you need the link. Go into the fractalden.net fractal data collector.html. Rosmari and Dan, the best presenters, but we have to be there to help them. Yeah, baby. RetroPGF season. You will join again here. It's at 1700 UTC on the Thursday. Join the Optimism Fractal. Join the Optimism Fractal. People that join here, those meetings, are growing personally to show the better version of themselves. Go Optimism Fractal. Yeah, baby. You see? All has been said in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So it's possible to explain what a group is doing in 3 minutes.
All right.
That sounds like a pitch to me.
That's a pitch song.
It's beautiful.
That's new.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pitch song.
Yeah, I know. It's beautiful.
All right. Well, thank you for the beautiful rendition and beautiful song. Great lyrics. I don't know how you came up with these things, Patrick. Wonderful to hear. Thanks for helping to grow optimism and let's grow and everything like that. Much appreciated. And yeah, maybe we'll do another event at some point where we can hear more people sing or do some kind of creative show talent stuff like that. I know a lot of people have talents in the community, so we can experiment and do some fun stuff around with it, especially with the new respect maps too.
Beautiful footage.
Beautiful footage. Okay.
You know,
Beautiful footage.
Dan, there's a guy in my company that if enough people participate, he will do karaoke like on the meeting. So maybe we should make it like if we can get enough people into
Oh,
the meeting,
no.
that would be like the thing.
Wow.
Okay.
Like we have to have a threshold
How
of like
many?
what, 15?
I don't know. You guys,
Okay.
We
15?
get 15 people in the meeting, we do a karaoke.
And who's gonna sing?
No, you have to sing
Eh.
before already to prepare. Not wait until that you have 15. Oh,
If
no,
we
I
get
see.
15, then we'll sing.
Okay.
What?
Well, that can be a kind of it can also be a community goal too, because now I mean all the things are in place. We can grow the community a lot, so we can invite friends, and then
Yeah.
we can have the singing as a way to encourage us to do that, and kind of like a celebration of it when we get when more people join.
Hello. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can actually make it a norm for every one of us to at least bring a person here every Thursday, a new guest here every Thursday. If you're coming, make sure you bring somebody here every Thursday. Like, this is somebody I brought here every Thursday. A new person, a new face every Thursday.
Yeah. My
Possible?
wife is with me, beside me, but she don't want to see. Okay.
Okay. Well, great suggestion, Eric. That's very much appreciated. Yeah, we love to meet new people and inviting more people. Encourage everybody to invite friends. Share the links to the events, share the links to the videos and stuff like that. Help people understand it and grow it. That's much appreciated, Eric, and encourage everybody to invite friends. We are at 3 minutes on top of the hour, so I think we should probably wrap it up. But just to close out
Yes.
yes, right?
Yes. I
Yes.
agree. I've got a cooking class I've got to go create.
Okay, gotta make sure that Will has time to cook. Looking forward to see what Will cooks up. I think Will's a great cook. Okay, sounds good.
You've seen that footage. You've seen that footage on the
Yeah, I
timeline.
see. That's
know you
just
have.
incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember seeing that actually on Twitter a little bit, or Farcast or something.
Where is this
I'm
cooking
also on
stuff?
IG. That's where I put all my food pictures on IG.
Nice. I gotta follow you there as well.
Same
Okay.
handle as on X. Will TSBU DAO.
All right, there we
Beautiful
go.
footage.
Hope that goes well. Looking forward to trying your food sometime. It'd be great if we have a get together at some point in person. We can go cook us some food and make some music and stuff like that. But also,
Hey, we could have. Well, I'm planning a regen side event in around East Denver, so maybe that's an opportunity then.
But why we don't join those meetings with food and we eat during the meeting? That's just a good thing. I see Abraham
Because
already
then this meeting would be
ready
3
to
hours
talk.
long because nobody would be talking because they'd be eating while they're trying to talk.
yeah. All right. Well, it's something to consider, though. Good ideas, though, and I hope that the cooking class goes well. We didn't probably wrap it up because we're going in all sorts of fun
Let's
areas
go.
here. We're gonna go. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just gonna say real quick. We have done some
Bye.
musical things before, and so we'll do
Bye,
that
yeah.
more. I'm gonna wrap it up with a quick presentation for anybody who can stick around for like 1 minute. Thanks everybody so much for joining the Optimism Town Hall. Look forward to seeing you next week. Register at lou.moss/optimistics for the retro season coming up. Learn more at optimistics.io/RetroSeason. Invite your friends, invite your family. Looking forward to seeing you at Optimism Fractal RetroPitches next week. Like, share, and retweet, and check it out. Thanks everybody so much for the great event today. If everybody will join me, we can sing more in the future. But for now, we'll go 3, 2, 1. Go Optimism RetroSeason. Maybe does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Let's
Okay, sounds good.
Go.
3,
3,
2,
2,
1,
1,
1,
0.
0.
Go.
Go Optimism
RetroSeason.
RetroSeason.
Oh,
Yes. All right. Thanks all so much for the fun and great meeting, amazing contributions, and see you next week for the next Retro Season event. Bye all.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Someone
Bye.
else want to speak?
Nope, we're done. See you all.
It's okay.
Close the room.
Okay. Just to be sure.
All
Just to be
right.
sure. Okay.
All right. Bye all.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.